Well, boys, it's that time. The reason you all show up week in and week out. It's not for the money. It's not for friendship, obviously, because I think it's safe to say we all hate each other. It might be for shit talking because there is enough of that goes on here. But the real reason, you know it, and I know it, is for the weekly recap, also known as the weekly bitch fest from yours truly. I would like to start this off with a disclaimer that fantasy football is a joke and it's all bullshit. What the hell is up with QB scoring this week? Do they not know we want more points, not fucking less? In the grand scheme of things, mine did well enough, but is it wrong to want more? Is it wrong to expect more from my team and less from the team I am playing? I can assure you I didn't get that from my team nor my opponents. Somehow, Paul went from the worst damn QB situation to apparently the best, and Jeff, he did it with 2 black QBs. Who would have thunk it? Even though they both took a loss in the meaningless games, they got the W in the game that truly mattered, while mine cannot get their priorities in line. At least Stroud can't. I need and want Jalen to get wins on both fronts, personally. Leland, as the commish, you need to do better. You need to be better. We can't just be giving games away like this. Capo, bitch all you want about bench points, but you were dangerously close to lowest points this week, and personally I love to see it. Chad, thank you for beating Jeff. Hopefully this is the reality check he needed to stop talking nonsense about how great his team is, but I doubt it. But still, and as always, fuck Dallas. They don't get a capital D in my book. They are all a bunch of little D players, and that's probably why Watson bed over for them Sunday. Michael, this Baker trade is continuing to make me lose sleep at night. Everyone talks about me making one-sided trades, but I would argue in all trades so far, Baker versus Chubb is the biggest point disparity. Might be the Stroud, Howell, Mac Jones trade, but hey, I was brought into that. Marcus, I was counting on you to secure my 3 out of 3 losses against my 3 most loathed rivals, and you have failed me. We cannot give Blurry any ammo to talk shit, and trust me, it doesn't take much. Paul and Josh, it's hard to talk shit about you too because you don't talk enough shit yourselves. I need more from you guys, 2 highest scores doing it with grace and humility. No! I will not stand for that. I cannot stand for that. We do not win with class here. We are sore losers and even worse winners and remain delusional nonetheless because it's a fact that he who speaks the loudest is always right. And now, on to the individual matchups. Last year I led the league in points against, and I guess that trend is going to continue for another year. I mean, come on, J.K. Dobbins and Jameson Williams can both go kindly fuck off. Lamar looked like shit, but still was like QB2 for the week. Jalen didn't look much better and was still in the top 10, so I guess I can't complain too much. But you know good and damn well I will. I would now like to address Paul and Marcus equally here as the resident Falcons fans. I fucking hate your team. Watching them play is literally the worst viewing experience I have ever seen. I thought it was just Arthur Smith, but no, it's the team. It is like getting kicked in the balls repeatedly watching that team play. And frankly, I don't know how you guys do it and then continue to do it every year. Shit, every week. Bo Nix is the worst. How the fuck does Sutton get 12 targets and only catch 4 passes? Not going to say I watched much of that game, but I blame that motherfucker 100%. Evan Engram, eat a dick. 1 fucking point. Trevor Lawrence, if you don't get your ugly girl pretty guy looking ass together and get him some more balls, you are dead to me. T. Higgins, if you don't get your soft ass back in the lineup next week, you're dead to me too. But not really. Please come back. We need you. I need you. David Montgomery, you are and will always be a king, and I love you for it. Congrats, Paul, on the win and most points, I guess, but whatever. Josh, not so arguably had a worst ass kicking against Leland, so I guess just overall bad for your beloved commissioners. Leland, you know we can fix this shit, right? Just saying. On a side note, I love how looking at the scores, it shows that the winners have a 99% chance to win, and us losers have a 1% chance. What the fuck kind of backhanded hope are they trying to give us? I don't know if that's funny and I love it, or if it just pisses me off and I hate it, but back to the recap. Looks like another USC QB shit the bed, putting up running back 3 numbers out here, which you hate to see. If you only look at your RBs, it looks great though, Lee, but unfortunately, everything else wasn't just bad, it was real bad. I would like to thank you for Pitts not being on the trade block for me, however, because if I had to fucking root for another Falcons player, I think I would kill someone or something. Josh, congrats on the win, and that beautiful man we call A.J. Brown. I hate Jordan Reed. He caused me way too much stress on Friday night. Congrats again on the win, however, and sorry Paul had to go fucking nuclear against my ass this week and rob you of most points. Now that we are done with the commissioner ass kickings, let's get to some closer games. Well, kind of. Are we going to discuss how Chad beat up on Jeff, the one who talks more shit about how great his team is than anyone I have ever met, and did so without his best player, and getting a big fat 0 for RB1? You love to see it. I would love it more if you were not a Cowgirls fan, Chad, but for this week I will enjoy this. All this talk about Joe Burrow being the GOAT. I tried telling you anyone who willingly goes stand is going through a crisis, and looks like I was right. He couldn't beat the fucking Patriots. Yes, I am very bitter because I picked them in my survivor pool and got bounced week fucking 1. Honestly, there is a lot going on in this matchup. I love and hate that Mixon got so busy. He is a dog, and he showed us this with his first viral video of him knocking that girl out. We should have listened. Mike Evans refuses to age. I cannot get mad at Diggs because if he does good, Stroudy does good for me too. So I like that. Jeff, I tried telling you DK was a number 2 receiver in a number 1 receiver's body, but you don't like to listen. But overall, a commanding win for Chad, with points on the bench and missing his best player while getting 0 points for starting him, something to keep an eye on for the future for sure. Man, it brings me substantial pleasure to report that Capo, the defending champion, has taken an L week 1 from Michael. You really just love to see it. Baker going legit crazy helps. You're welcome for that trade, Michael. Everyone thought I fleeced you on that, but I would say you have gotten substantially more value from Baker than I have from Chubb. So it just goes to show you never know. Well, maybe. The Bo Nix trade for 1 week is not looking good, but we shall see. Love played well for you, Capo. On his way to possible IR, Gibbs did well, just not better than David Montgomery. Sidebar, maybe I was wrong about not wanting Barkley because he decided to put the entire team on his back, both in fantasy and with my birds. Kamara got 25 against the Panthers, who legit might lose to the best college team because they look pitiful, and Brandon Aubrey is a cheat code. The Joker doesn't miss, and I hate that he is a Cowboy. Side note, I am glad to see Mostert's going back to the running back we all knew he was, which is hot garbage. Glad to see Rodgers lasted more than 4 plays this year. I missed the opener. Did he carry the flag out? Someone let me know in the response so we can see if that was really just too heavy for him last year. Congrats on the win, Michael. Couldn't have come against a better team. Last but not least, Blurry and Marcus. Would have been nice to see Blurry, Capo, and Jeff all take a loss, but I will take 2/3. Marcus, I need more from you, and you need more from your receivers. You should trade Drake London, not to me. I worry about your mental state if you are relying on Falcons players to both win you games on Sunday, and for them to win you fantasy games. My brief experience of being invested in that team has done irrefutable damage to my mental health, and I am honestly concerned for both you and Paul as your friend, because that is painful to watch. So much talent being wasted, and no one can tell me why, but you did warn me. I will say this, I know you were not high on your QBs, but all in all they didn't have a terrible showing, all things considered when you compare the rest of the league. Blurry, if and when Richardson goes down, I don't know what the fuck you are going to do, not wishing bad things on you, but I am, and I do, so yeah. Week 1 is over, guys. It's in the past. We can sit here and revel in it or dwell on it, but it's time to get up, lick your wounds, and you guys need to stop making excuses. Not me. I never will. And pick your shit up and keep going. For 5 of us, we need to do better, learn from our mistakes, and make better damn decisions. For the other 5, you guys need to chill the fuck out, especially when you play my team. Capo, looks like I have you next week, and I cannot wait. I fully plan on taxing that ass state and federal, and couldn't care less about representation. Blurry and Jeff, as always I wish bad things on your teams, so let's go Josh and Michael. Leland is commissioned to not let a Cowgirls fan start off 2-0. I remind you, you have the power to ensure that does not happen, and Marcus, avenge me.